when he was making the album, he had to think about two different audiences, his Nigerian audience and his American audience, because his record label wants him to appeal to the American audience and make money in the US for the record label, but he wanted to appeal to his local audience in Nigeria. And there is a business and a creative reason why Davido wanted to still maintain his lineage with Nigeria. On Friday, November 7th, 2025, Davido got his 5th Grammy nomination. His song, With You featuring Omah Lay, was nominated in the Best African Performance category. And the nomination of that song proves that originality and authenticity is still the biggest selling currency of Afrobeat artists. And more Afrobeat artists should follow the lead Davido set with the song With You. I'll break all of this down for you in a bit. Before I do, my name is Nenebi. I'm a Ghanaian writer who lives in the US. I wrote this book about the entertainment industry in Ghana, but I live in the US now. I've worked in the media in the US sometimes, so I understand where both, industries play out. I say both because I'm talking about West Africa and North America. I've visited Nigeria a few times, so, I know what I'm talking about. So let's start with the song With You. Davido's song With You is a high life song, a classic high life song. People have said that it sounds so similar to Because of English by Bright Chimezie. Yeah, Bright Chimezie. Bright Chimezie's Because of English seems like the inspiration for Davido's With You, right? And so anybody who is Nigerian or is familiar with Nigerian music, the moment they heard With You by Davido, the first thing we're wondering is, did Davido sample Bright Chimezie or he was inspired by him? Because we all know the sound of African music and how different African music from different regions sound. But guess what? I read some American music blogs and magazines review of Davido's 5th album. And I remember this vividly, that one of the reviews, more than one actually, said Davido's song With You is an Amapiano-inspired Afrobeat song. Bro, Davido does do a lot of Amapiano-inspired Afrobeat song. With You was not. I'm saying this to say, American record labels, American music journalists, and actually American entertainment executives have no idea what is African music, right? And so it usually breaks my heart to see how much Afrobeat artists trust the creative process of their song making to these American labels and executives. Of course, they are putting up the money, and so they will have some say in your music making process. But I know that the record labels are I would say forcing, are making more and more Afrobeat artists do songs that sample 90s R&B for a reason. So when Burna Boy did Last Last and he sampled Tony Braxton, that song was a huge pop hit in the US. And then Rema came around and did his thing with Selena Gomez and went #1. That told American record labels that the way to be successful in the American market is to pander to the American ear. That may or may not be true, but that is not the only way to be successful in the American market. And Davido's With You proves it right. I'll tell you why. So when Davido put out the album 5, he did a series of interviews, and I watched all of them because I'm a huge Davido fan. And in those interviews, he talked about how when he was making the album, he had to think about two different audiences, his Nigerian audience and his American audience, because his record label wants him to appeal to the to the American audience and make money in the US for the record label, but he wanted to appeal to his local audience in Nigeria. And there is a business and a creative reason why Davido wanted to still maintain his lineage with Nigeria. The number one thing is this. Davido personally, right, tried in the 2010s, maybe from 2015 to 2017, to enter the US market by doing songs with American artists. He had a song with Meek Mill. He had the Son of Mercy EP. He had a song with Chris Brown. But none of them were able to penetrate the US market like he did when he went back home and sat down with Techno and the rest and crafted If You Love Me, If You Tell Me, Say You Love, If I Tell You, Say I Love You, whatever he said in that song, If, Fall, and Assurance were the song that made Davido global. So Davido knows that his superpower is his Nigerianness, is his authenticity as a Nigerian, is his originality as a Nigerian, right? And so he wanted to maintain his superpower while also serving a creative purpose. And guess what? The song With You featuring Omah Lay is one of the songs Davido did for his Nigerian audience. He did the song featuring Victoria Monet, and it came out as a single for the American market. His song with Chris Brown also came as a single for the American market. And none of them took over the world the way With You did. Which tells you that African artists have not finished exploring the rich tapestry of African sound. And so it is not yet time to start, trying to pander to Americans yet. You can make a hit with any type of music, right? Like I had a video earlier, maybe I'll share it on top of this, when I was talking about why Ghanaians didn't get nomination at the Grammys, and I said it's all about relationships. Ghanaian artists are not building the right kind of relationship to get into the Grammy stages, right? And of course, Davido is building the right kind of relationships while maintaining his authenticity. I don't know if With You is going to win. If I have to pick who is going to win in the category also have Burna Boy's Love, Arestas and Wizkid Gimme That, which also sampled a 90s, I think, hip-hop song, and Tyler with Push to Start. If I have to choose who is going to win in that category, I probably will go with Tyler, because Tyler is a huge pop superstar in the US. I think that Tyler is a pop star in the vein of Rihanna, Doja Cat, Caesar, and Tinashe, right? And so it doesn't matter the sound of music Tyler does, she's going to dominate the charts and the awards. So I think she's going to win in that category. But Davido's nomination, which is his 5th nomination, which of course, if Davido doesn't win, Twitter is going to go crazy. We are going to throw him again, not me personally. People are going to throw him again for not winning after 5 nominations. But the mere nomination is a big deal. It shows that African sound, African music is still underdiscovered. And African artists still need to start going back home and their sound. It's okay if once in a while you want to sample some R&B song, but in 2025, that's all Afrobeat artists are doing. From Rema to Arista to Tiwa Savage to Burna Boy, they keep trying to pander too much to an American. It's not coming from a place of hate. I love all these people I'm mentioning. The reason why I know that they do this, even Joe Boy, I love Joe Boy's album. And I noticed that Joe Boy's album featured, is it Becky G or Anita, one of those Latin artists? And I know there's the record label in the US that is making him do collaborations with Latin America. I'll tell you why. One thing I've learned living in the US is there are 3 races in America. There's the black people, white people, and immigrants. And if you're an immigrant in America, it doesn't matter where you are from, you are part of the immigrant community. So African immigrants and Latin immigrants, Asian immigrants, European immigrants in America all hang out together, right? I don't know if you remember, there's this artist called Ras who has a song with Davido. He's an American rapper. His family is from Italy, and he talks about the fact that all his friends are from Nigeria and Russia. Because if you're an American, it doesn't matter if you're living in America as an immigrant, it doesn't matter where you are from. So I believe what the record label is trying to do by making Afrobeat artists collaborate with Latin artists is so that, the two or the big immigrant community would buy into the sound. Which is not a bad strategy on the part of the record label. I would do that if I was putting up my money as well. My point I'm trying to make is Afrobeat artists need to learn from this Davido nomination and go back home, go back to the 90s, go back to the 80s, go back to the 70s, 60s, 50s, and find sounds to sample from Africa. Fela Kuti is not the only great African artist. Is it Sunday Ode? Ade? Chief Sunday Ade? Enka, I'm a Ghanaian. I don't do well with Nigerian names, even though I've dated a few Nigerian girls. But, Yenka or Owenu. Yeah, my point is I would like to see more and more Nigerian artists sample more and more old high life artists from Nigeria. That's the message I wanted to pass in relation to this Grammy. Subscribe to my channel if you are interested in geopolitics, because that's what I do. The reason why I'm talking about Grammy a lot is my background is entertainment journalism. So from time to time, I want to go back home and, share my knowledge in my, old love. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.